all over. And we have a full curriculum of stuff to do, I guess you'd say, in our office. We have a home office, which makes us a little different than most organizations. We have a paid staff. I'm the full-time paid employee, only full-time employee of CALLERLAB. We have 3 part-time people that work for us. If you've called in the last year or so, you probably talked to Jo Dean. We call her JoJo. She does not square dance. We're working on that. But if you know Jo Dean, she is involved in many, many things. So her finding time to go out and take lessons is not her priority right now. But anyway, she does a fantastic job in the office. She does data entry, answering the phones, and mail service as much as we can, and other duties that may be assigned. We also have a young lady, she's a little older than I am, Royce Dent. And she does not work in the office, but she's part-time, and she works out of her home. She does all our editing work for us. So a lot of the grammar work is Royce's handiwork. She as Elmer Sheffield said, she take something and make it sound pretty. And she does a good job on that. A lot of our American square dance magazines, viewpoints that CALLERLAB puts out, she goes through all those, so it makes it quite easy to read. Then Donna, of course, here, she works in the office with us. And so between the 3, they're all part-time, and they all contribute in different things. Donna works on the convention planning as well as handling the materials and and sending up shirts and jackets and all the other stuff we have. So between the 3, they keep me where I don't have to do quite so much. We have all kinds of documents that come out of CALLERLAB. If you have not already looked on our website, please do. That includes definitions, the program list, just recently came out with mentoring guidelines, site module resolutions, new caller packet. All these are available through the office or online. So we encourage you to go get those. We cannot do this without members. So we have people saying, why should I join? It's all on the website. It won't be there if we don't have enough members. I mean, that's as clear as it can get. We rely on the membership to help finance all the stuff that we do. And if we didn't have members, we couldn't do it. So we also provide music licensing and insurance. We're here to answer any questions you might have on those issues, because we get a lot of questions directed at music licensing and insurance. Patty, anything else you want me to say? Well, I know what I was going to say. We have 1,500 members worldwide. And people often say, well, this is Mr. CALLERLAB up here talking to you. No, I work for CALLERLAB. And the membership is what CALLERLAB is. The membership is the ones that decide what's going to happen in CALLERLAB. We have 25 working committees. People on committees determine what's on the list, what's not on the list, how the definition reads, and so forth. We are here simply to make sure that information gets out to people as they need it. The membership decides who's going to serve on the Board of Governors. They do their votes. We have in the room now, we have Patty's on the Board of Governors. I think you're the only one in the room now on the Board of Governors. Although we do have 3 people, I won't mention their names, that are running for the board, and they're in this room. So that's the way decisions get done. The board then decides who's going to be the executive committee and who's going to serve as chairman and the vice chairman. So all stems again from the membership selecting the board, and the board selecting the executive committee. The executive committee handles the day-to-day operations. They tell the CALLERLAB office what they need done, what they want to do. They're pretty much in charge of our day-to-day. The Board of Governors set policies and procedures, and it's a democracy basically in itself, that we actually work for the membership. Donna's holding up a little packet there. We have what we call a intro pack that tells you all about CALLERLAB and gives you some information there. What else? Okay, right now, if you'd like to join, if you're not a member, I think most of you are, but we have a few that are not members in here. If you'd like to join, see Don or myself, or if you have questions about joining, see us. We do have some special deals. Janine is sitting her, just biting her lips at me because...
Hold on, hello.
I'm talking to her.
No,
That's
don't
her job.
talk to her first. You can talk to me first.
Okay.
Don't scoop me.
That's her.
Patty's over here wanting to say something.
Don't you scoop me.
Time's up.
I knew that was going to happen. Sorry.
No, you go right ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. So the CALLERLAB Foundation is trying to raise money for scholarships. We CALLERLAB, there's money available to go to school, there's grants available, and those have to get funded. So we've been trying to think of creative ways to raise money. So we are having a cruise raffle. If you haven't heard about it, that means, although Janine's in this area, so I'm quite sure that everybody here has heard about the cruise. The winning is $3 grand to be used for a cruise for your choice. Tickets are $10 a piece. You do not have to be a square dancer. Anybody can win. I have tickets, Susan has tickets, and Janine has tickets. So if you'd like to have a raffle, it is tax deductible. You have a chance to win $3 grand. And one thing that reach out and touch me. It's a callback. Just so you know, one of the benefits, a lot of people think that there's no benefit to belonging to CALLERLAB, and one of the benefits that I get is the social. You know, I get to network and learn from my peers all different experiences. You know, you get to meet some of the legends, you get to meet some of the boots to the ground people, and I think that's a real benefit in today's world. But
I have a picture from
Now you can
Ken.
ask Janine if she has anything.
Janine, you have anything you want to say?
Yes.
Yes?
You don't have to spend the $3,000 on a cruise. You can put the $3,000 to anything you want.
Like a donation back to the foundation?
Right. And if any of you have ever had a scholarship, there is the form that you signed when you applied for the scholarship saying that at some point in the future, you would put back money into the foundation to help others pay it forward. And this is an easy way for those to pay it forward to new callers to get the education. Because I see people in this room who have benefited from this scholarship and are here today.
Okay. Yes, and our foundation, as Patty says, we provide scholarships, grants, educational materials. It's there for a lot of purposes. However, we need money to do that. And that's where this raffle was an idea that came out of the Ways and Means Committee to help raise funds for that purpose. We are starting to run out of funds for the scholarships, and it's important we have those funds. We have a lot of new callers, young callers that need that. I will say also we have the 3 Hatch boys here, all young. One thing you may not know, and I haven't run this by Patty, but I'm assuming this is correct. CALLERLAB a few years ago came out with a program that youth can come to the first CALLERLAB convention free. Your first convention, you can come free if you're 21 or under. I'm not going to count this convention as your first convention. So the next time, if you come to Mesa or Albuquerque or something like that, our next convention, you can apply for free admission to the convention. That's another thing that we try to get our youth committees coming. We haven't had people do that, so hopefully we can do it. And that's partially by the work of our EC members. Patty, you want to come back up here? I meant to have you up here. Donna, you want to bring our certificate? We have people saying, well, the CALLERLAB convention is nothing but a bunch of good old boys giving out awards to good old boys. And it's not. I'm sorry, folks, but when you consider some of these folks putting in 25 years of calling, 50 years of calling, and so forth, they deserve recognition. They have contributed a lot to this activity, and we feel it's important to recognize those people. Now, we have several in this room who have not received their 25-year certificates, and over the years, for some reason or another, they may not have been a member during CALLERLAB at the time they got their 25 years. We have one in the room right now that says he cannot be here tonight, so we're going to present his certificate right now, so he has the benefit of receiving a certificate at this convention. We'd like Jack Harden to come forward, please. Jack actually been called more than 25 years, but was not able to get his 25 at the time, so we're presenting him his 25-year certificate. Just a second.
Hey, I need a picture. Give me cider.
Hey, Dana.
Dana, don't photobomb him.
He only got his plus certificate a year ago, so.
So the decelerating one.
Congratulations, Jack.
I think this is inverse.
We'll have some more later on this evening, but we want to make sure Jack got that. Again, it's important. So, anyone have any questions about CALLERLAB, licensing, insurance? If you think pertains to the whole group, let us know. Otherwise, see Don or I during the breaks, and we'll be happy to talk to you about it. Okay? And I think it's 1 o'clock. So I think we're ready to start next groups. Is that right? Rem?
When you're ready, the rest of your syllabus is here in a stack, and they're each offset is a set for your notebook. So please, it starts at 1 o'clock. Actually, it started at lunch. It was the photocopier was a little slow.
Still warm.
Hot off the press. Woo-hoo!